Hello folks, and welcome back to True Crime Phenomenon. This is Josh coming back to you with another video. Today's video is on the internal affairs investigation into Keith Vidler that was brought on by a complaint lodged by Jeremy Dewitte. Now, this is Sergeant Justin Wall interviewing retired Motors Unit Lieutenant Robert Stevens. This interview takes place on May 20th, 2021 at 9:25 a.m. Now, Lieutenant Stevens was over the motor unit from January of 2017 to July of 2020. Now, a little bit of background for all the newcomers to the Jeremy Dewitte community. Now, Jeremy Dewitte was under investigation for impersonating a police officer along with several other infractions. To combat the investigation, Jeremy would send his employees to the Professional Standards Division, aka Internal Affairs, to make complaints about Sergeant Vidler and Corporal Ramsey. At some point, Jeremy got attorney Michael Breen, who is friends with John Mina, the actual sheriff of Orange County, to lodge a complaint. Along with Sergeant Vasquez, Sergeant Ellis Mitchell interviewed Michael Breen. Now, I want you to listen closely to the discrepancies between what you hear in the other interviews to this particular one. Now, the important part of this is Lieutenant Stevens was present for the meeting where orders were given to Corporal Ramsey and Sergeant Vidler to wrap up the investigation, and if you believe Ramsey and Vidler, which I do, if you believe them, they were told to stop arresting Jeremy Dewitte and stop writing him tickets, basically wrap up the investigation, so on and so forth. So when you start to see different stories that are kind of coming apart at the seams, there's something suspicious going on. Now, it claims that Captain Carter gave the order, claims that they were to file charges, but continue the investigation. This is where it kind of goes off the rails. They were to continue investigating, file charges, and keep your investigation going. Now, if you listen to everybody else that's talking, they say no, have it done by this date, arrest them, get them in, and let's move on. All right, now he also says that he had notes for all of these different meetings, but he conveniently threw them away. Now, listen closely to the facts, listen to the other videos, compare and contrast. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the other side.
I'm Sergeant Justin Wall of the Orange County Sheriff's Office Professional Standards Section. Today's date is May 20th, 2021, and the current time is 9:25 a.m. This interview is being conducted by phone. I'm located at the Office of Professional Standards, located at 2500 West Colonial Drive. I'm interviewing. Can you just state your name for me?
Robert Stevens.
And you are a retired lieutenant with the Orange County Sheriff's Office, correct?
Correct.
Lieutenant Stevens, are you aware that I'm recording this interview?
Yes, I am.
Has anyone threatened, coerced, or offered you any preferential treatment to give this statement?
No, they have not.
Are you under the influence of drugs or alcohol that may impair your testimony?
No, I am not.
Okay, I'm going to swear you in. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you are to provide will be true and correct?
I do.
Okay. So as we briefly discussed, I'm conducting an investigation into some allegations that were made by Mr. Jeremy Dewitte, specifically regarding Sergeant Keith Vidler and Corporal Ramsey, and it's come to my attention that you may have some information about that. I was speaking with Captain Carpenter, and he said that you were present for a meeting. First off, I just want to establish what was your last role with the Sheriff's Office?
I was a lieutenant assigned to the motor division.
And what are the dates roughly that you were assigned there?
January 7th, 2017 through July 23rd, 2020.
Okay, and that's when you retired out of there, right?
That's correct.
Okay. And so it was brought to my attention that as part of that unit, you were present for a meeting involving Sergeant Vidler and Corporal Ramsey. Do you recall that meeting?
Yes, I do.
Okay, and Captain Carter was present as well, correct?
Correct.
Okay, and was that meeting dealing with specifically with Metro State
Yes, Charles Dewitte.
and Jeremy Dewitte? Okay. Were there any directives or orders given during that meeting?
Captain Sandy Carpenter have gave them to any other information they were to file charges against him and to have this case wrapped up by the end of the week. I want to say he was said later on, but there was a holiday involved, so he made it earlier. But he didn't want them to go out and start arresting him again for other things. He wanted them to go ahead and get all their evidence, set the charges, and send them straight to the state attorney's office.
Okay. And do you remember when this meeting was? Roughly?
Yeah, I don't remember what day. I apologize.
Okay. But it was, just for context, they were conducting an investigation. Sergeant Vidler and Corporal Ramsey were conducting an investigation, and they were being told to conclude it. Is that
correct? Conclude it, and any other information, they were to file charges with the state attorney's office.
Okay. Were there any other directives that were given out of that meeting?
Not that I recall, no.
Okay. Were those directives given by you or by Captain Carpenter?
They were given by Captain Carpenter, and if I may, because Captain Carpenter had got up and walked out of the office, and Keith and John Ramsey had stated that Captain Carpenter is telling them not to do anything anymore to stop the case, and I stated to them, no, that is not what he meant. He meant for you to go ahead and make the charges, but do not start making any more arrests. He did not tell you to stop the investigation. And then when Captain Carpenter came back into the room, I went ahead and asked Captain Carpenter, I said, Captain, can you please clarify this? This is what you want, that you want them to go ahead and file charges, not to stop the investigations against Jeremy Dewitte. So I remember making that perfectly clear to them.
Okay. All right. And to your knowledge, was that investigation concluded while you were still there?
I believe it was, yes.
Okay. All right. Were there any other directives that were given regarding Mr. DeWitt, such as, have no further contact with Mr. DeWitt, or if you see him committing a crime, you can take action, but conclude your investigation? Is that kind of the gist of it, or?
Yeah, that's about the gist of it, yes.
Okay. All right, I just wanted to be clear. Okay.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay. Is there anything else that you know about this investigation you'd like to add?
No. I think I threw away the book. I'll keep looking to see if I might put it somewhere else or anything. If I do, I'll bring it to you and contact you right away.
Okay. Yeah, Captain Carpenter had mentioned that you may have had notes on this meeting. Do you still have those notes?
No, I do not. I believe I threw them away.
Okay.
About a couple of months ago. Yeah, I took notes at every meeting.
Okay. All right. Well, it's current time is 9:31 a.m. and that concludes this interview.
All right, folks, that's going to wrap it up for this video. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. This is Josh with True Crime Phenomenon, and I'll catch you on the next one.